We are having like all sorts of technical difficulties today. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bees the Pat Paints. I'm Pat. We don't let tech things bother us because they happen all the time. So we don't worry. We don't worry too much about it. So I'm a little rattled, but I'm okay. Anyway, enjoy the main for the last day, gentlemen and ladies, and ghouls alike. I am cutting it all off today. I've had enough of it. It's gotten crazy. It's in my face, and it makes me nuts. And it's hot. It's too hot because I'm coaching the kids soccer. So we're gonna cut it. I'm not gonna cut it all off. I have great hair, so I'm like 45 years old. I grow it for all my friends out there that can't, because I have a lot of friends who can't grow it. So I grow it for them because somebody's got to. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope that you're not too upset with me being a little delayed. I don't know what happened. I kept trying to open up my thing and it wouldn't open. I don't know. It was weird. It was strange. I got it fixed, and we're back. We're back under control, mostly. Oh God, advertisements! Trying to get us some music. I got another song almost done today, and I got 2 more I think we get to play today. Yes, blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. You're now onto corn, I see. Sir McBeardsly has been learning about all of the different legions and the different parts of 40k because Space Marine 2 is out. Space Marine 2, big new game. If you want to learn a little bit about 40k lore, it's a great game. It's a good start. They've got some fun stuff. Titus is cool, but Leandros can eat one. Anyway, so let's shrink me down. Let's get started. We did a Karn not too long ago. He's a world eater. Here's the sign. I love this sign. Anywho, we're gonna play some jazz. We're gonna paint some miniatures. We're gonna drink some coffee because it's morning time here. We have the lovely Miss Kristen join us today as well. It's Wednesdays. She comes when she can. She comes and hangs out. She's usually not at work on Wednesdays, so she gets to kind of chill out with us. We won't be on tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment for some not so fun doctor stuff. So I gotta go take care of that. But that's okay. That's okay. All right, so not gonna do good to use the back of the brush, is it? I just gave these guys a nice clean, so they're real silky. All right, so we need to make. Paint's getting a little gluey. Get a super wet brush. Grab that stuff out of the middle. There we go. If you get paint all the way up on your, if you get into the metal part with your paint, just rinse it off and come back. You don't want your paint brushes sitting for too long with paint all the way up there. That's not good. Alright, so this is our next layer, our level on this side of the hat. Because remember, this side of the hat and most top is going to be kind of hitting the light. Let's scoot over. Oh, that's because I put the minis in a weird place. I try to have this like set up where I know where I'm supposed to sit. Oh, let's see. Cadmium is definitely going to be in nominations for some awards. I have zero doubt about that. Super looking forward to playing it. Yeah, it looks cool, man. It's the first game I've seen that like legitimately makes me lament that I don't have the next generation console. Like I've seen a lot of other games come out and I'm like, nah. But that game where I'm like, oh man, oh, if only I had a console to run that. It looks great, and I'll probably play it years from now when I finally upgrade. But I got so many other priorities in my life that's definitely low on the totem pole. But God, the swarm system looks great. The way the Tyranids move is just phenomenal. Okay, same thing with this paint as with the last paint. But what we're trying to do here is really take those shadows down. You gotta keep remembering where the hat's sitting. The light is coming down right here. The way you can see it, dang it. So we had a lot of new people watching this thing. Picked up several new subscribers. Welcome. Thank you. If you're returning to watch, that's the legit stuff. We're starting to get several people I know that are returning to visit that are outside of my immediately accountable folk. Now here's the fun part, because we are going to use some of this color over here on this side too. So when we get done with this side, we're just going to keep running with this same blue kind of all the way around. But it's going to be more of just some of like the very most highlighted highlights. Because the whole room is glowing blue. But this side here will end up getting almost the white color. We want this to stay pretty shallow. Thin coats over here. Because that way it looks like she's glowing. But the hat isn't, Be the idea. We've got to bring it close to this, but we want it more like down in these recesses. And it takes a few layers to get it to look right. Yeah, that's cool. Build magic decks for you. Play on your birthdays. That's fun. Yeah, it should be a wild ride. It looks great. getting it to where it's getting Tyranids to be able to move like a swarm like that's some impressive work. AI or whatever it is they're using to do it. Super awesome. And you can already see like how the tone looks different here, even though this is the same paint. You can see where the tone, even though we're using it up here, it's not quite the same. Because we're trying to, you want to be thin. You want to be thin up here. I'm just gonna, and right here, we're just gonna blend this in. And then we'll come back, like I said, we'll highlight a lot of this with some white. And sometimes you just kind of got to work at it too. Sometimes you'll feel like maybe you put too much light on something. And you can always come back and put a little bit of dark in there. Sometimes you'll feel like you didn't lighten up the things enough. And you got to come back and maybe do another round of lightning. Which is totally fine. That's just how it goes. Don't be afraid to keep kind of experimenting and learning. It's kind of what I do. I grew up with professional artists in my family and stuff like that. But I got to, I was using really expensive art stuff at an early age, so it was a very different world for me. And a highly supportive mother who basically let me draw and paint whatever I wanted on my walls in my bedroom. It was pretty interesting. I tried to paint this giant mural. I never quite finished it, but it was interesting. Had a lot of I drew a lot of band logos on my wall and painted them in. So instead of having posters, I would just draw the logo and then paint that. It was pretty neat. Coffee break time.
I wasn't even allowed to have a bowl that wasn't white.
Yeah.
Which is why none of the walls in this house are truly white, because I just couldn't do it once I have my choice.
Wow. Wow.
And there's your coffee break.
Chill, marinate on that a little bit. So, it's a very different lifestyle. I ain't judging nobody. It's okay. But man, it really does show. It's just a very different. If you allow art to thrive, it will thrive. Okay. Oh. Sir McBeardsly used Sharpie to decorate basic school binders. He also used to rip CDs and draw art on them. That's cool. Oh man, so here's a funny thing. There's this meme going around about it was the last time you burned a CD and you didn't know it. And I never burned a CD. Like I always had other people burn CDs for me. Like I never actually recall burning any own CDs. And I find it really amusing.
I totally did, and I thought it was like one of the coolest things that I ever accomplished. That's what was very fun.
I mean, I can see how that would feel accomplished. I'm just gonna kind of blend that. I was adding just a little bit of Winsor Blue down onto that base color. I'm just kind of gently bringing that out. It's definitely gonna have to be a little bit more white than that. A little lighter than this. Just because of where it is. According to that light source. Convert whole YouTubes to MP3 thing. Wow, that's a lot of work. Looks like we need a little bit more blue here. Pliers. When you get old, you're gonna need something to open paint tubes with. I think I saw a thing that like it opens your paint tubes for you. They fit Goldens, so I think I'm gonna switch all my stuff to Golden, and then start painting with their paints, and just so I can buy the gripper thing that opens it up. Cause man, it's hard on my hands to open paint bottles or these paint tubes sometimes. I'd rather save my hands for the actual painting and not the opening the paint of the paint tubes. Oh. Yeah, man, I had lots of friends who did the pirating thing, all sorts of different kinds of CDs to listen to and stuff. And I was like, hey, burn me something. Hey, burn me something. I was usually too busy doing something else, working. I worked a lot. Now it kind of feels like I worked all that time and I don't have anything to show for it. But I do. It's such a weird thing to be transitioning to a different side of my life. Like I said yesterday, this vlog's kind of like part of my. It's partly just the studio vlog, and it's partly my journey into a new lifestyle, a different kind of me, which is kind of neat. Again, we're doing that same thing here. We did with that other one. We're going to try and just pick up the light. We want to come this way on this hat. Yeah, its tension band scans were way longer in 2009 there, my friend. It's there's a noticeable difference. I think I moved my camera a little bit. Or the cats.
Yeah, the cats love rubbing that thing.
I was like, I should be right in there because I'm like right on my cross.
Well, and one of them has been extra the last couple of days.
Man, he has been on one, dude. Our cat Buttons, that we affectionately call Butt, has, man, he's got that what they call that wild hair right up his keister. Trying to kind of take a look at. So yeah, that light's coming right here. Maybe even a little bit into this section here, but it's going to be blocked by that part of the hat. The light's going to come straight through right where my pencil brush is. Boom, boom, boom. So we know this. Maybe a little paint. We're actually painting on this dang brush. Huh? Right here. Right there. Right there. Yeah, let's fall down right about in here. Okay. In here. It's probably gonna hit this side. Right there. Okay. Kind of probably wasn't easy to see from that perspective, but definitely helps me. This is where this blend line starts right here. Because of the way it's sitting on her head. drop that thing. Man, all these Ultramarines have been a heck project. Yeah, man. They're crazy. These larger forms projects are, they're a lot of fun. And super intense. There's a lot to it. And, I mean, if we're honest, I've gotten better over time. It's definitely pushed my skill level up getting them done, which is great. That's exactly what I wanted from it. And it's given me a lot of work to get some portfolio stuff built up for more clientele and things like that. Brought a lot of people to the channel. Goodness. I'm gonna bring it right up to that edge, and then we gotta get to that edge. It's a little bit of a game to play. Oh, the towel get a lot of the towel. Okay, so let's talk about the towel. So the towel, in a way, the towel are the new guys. They're the new boy. Coffee break time. We have 30 minutes anyway. Okay. So like when the towel first came in, people didn't like them. It's like when they changed the Necrons. People didn't like that because it wasn't the way it was. You had a lot of Gragnards just Gragnarding because that's what Gragnards do. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with a Gragnard is just an older gamer that gatekeeps stuff simply for the concept of gatekeeping, I suppose. I'm not exact. I still don't understand the concept of it. But anyway, I don't know. Well, I can understand the concept of it. I don't understand why you would do it. Because like if you gatekeep the hobby, then in the game, then who's gonna play, like, or who's gonna keep the game going when we're gone? Like, If you love the game, then love the game. If not, then I don't know. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. But a lot of people, they don't see it that way, and so they get really upset. And when they introduce new things, they get irritated about it. Especially whole new races that didn't exist before. Even though in like the if you go through codexes and you go through like main rules of the edition, things like that, it's not as big a deal. They're like you see different aliens. There's pictures of them. They don't talk about them, but they're there. And so like it's fully known that there's got to be other races out there. It's a well known. It's well if you pay attention. But people get how people get. They just get a little bit. They just get a little weird. They get a little upset. And so the new kid on the block shows up, and they get a little kind of irritated. And then they kind of had this bad shtick ever since then. And they're mainly a shooting army, and a lot of people don't like shooting armies. But a lot of people, they don't like the Grey Knights because they're teleport shenanigans. They didn't like this. They didn't like that. There's always something that they don't like. And it's really not good for the overall hobby. Like I said, you really need it to be people that keeping other people interested. And it brought in a lot of the guys that love Gundam. Because like the Tau is Gundam, like it's a definite borrow, and so you have to grab the thing and play it, and bring in new players because it brings in new people, and now they can be like, oh man, Gundam, yay, and they can have their mix and they can do that thing, because you kind of had that in the Marines, but not really. So change is necessary. They should keep it in the confines of lore. Yeah, definitely. Well, and like here's the crazy thing is like they don't the Imperium for all their bluster and bullshit. They're not really that up to date on everything that's going on everywhere. They can show up 100 years late to a location that send out a distress signal. It's just how it is. So, I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I don't mind the Tau. I love their look. I love the look of the Tau. I think they look great. That's not. I mean, they're not my style of thing. So I don't collect Tau, but yeah, I think they look cool. I just don't. Man, a lot of people just get really set off in these things that don't honestly make all that much difference. But it does to them. It makes a big difference to them, and they're trying to, keep things the way it was when they remembered it. And it just we all do this. It's just part of how we are, and you now it's become more of kind of a joke. Now it's more of there's a humor to hating on Tau. It's kind of like, oh well, yeah, of course you hate on Tau. You're supposed to hate on the Tau because of the kind of player you are. So it's comical. Some people even do it like sarcastically. But yeah, they catch a lot of flack. They catch a heck of a lot of flack. So it's so weird because like they just brought in Leagues of Voltan, right? And the Leagues of Voltan don't catch as much slack for being the new kid on the block as the Tau did. And it's weird because it's like space dwarves make more sense to people, I guess, than space communists that are little blue guys with slits in their face. But they are space communists, like honestly. I keep trying to set this thing in the position so I can see it exactly right. It's very it's not the easiest thing to do when it's not on our body and everything. Right here, so I'll make sure we're just getting that right. Good. Very slightly. And make sure to keep breathing. Keep breathing, keep painting. Space War seem pretty damn cool. Yeah, rock and stone. It's pretty. 40K is hysterical, honestly. When you really start breaking it all the way down, it's funny. And like, so like the Leagues of Voltan, everybody kind of thinks they're the squads. Basically, there used to be in the old edition there was squads, and then they just kind of stopped supporting the stuff. You can still get old versions of squats that were the old Space Dwarves before the Leagues of Voltan. But you're talking like, yeah, I think they were in first edition, and then they kind of never talked about it again, and so it kind of just disappeared, you know. And so like I think that's part of how they ended up getting better received than the Natal. And back in those days, you didn't have quite as much mixing of fandom stuff. Like, a lot of the stuff you see now would seem distasteful to a lot of older gamers. That were gaming back in the older gamers when I was a kid. That when some of the stuff was first getting set up. I mean, I wasn't like a kid. I guess I was like a teenager, but to me, that's a kid now, so it's a kid. But anyway, I was a teenager into young adulthood when all that was happening. And so to me, it maybe seems a little different. To them, it was like an affront on their culture. It was funny. They got real mad. People got real mad about it. I'm over there like you, as usual, going, dude, it's just a game. I mean, as long as everybody's having fun, who cares? But I guess probably part of what the deal is. They just, to them, it wasn't fun to play that way. They liked a little Unga Bunga, and if you're playing Tau, there is 100% no Unga Bunga. I'm gonna shoot you before you get up here. And some of the strategies a lot of players liked to use that were like really good against almost anybody ended up not being so great against the Tau because of their little shooty shoot. Now, if you could get up on the Tau, they were toast. You'd kill them because they have no melee. But you know, Gragnards don't see it that way. Anytime people feel like you took something away from them in this country, they get obscenely angry. Man, I totally thought I was gonna finish this hat today. It's not gonna happen. This hat's a lot of work. The good kind, the fun kind, but still. I'm gonna switch to a bigger brush. Let's do that. Maybe we can warp speed some stuff up here. Let's do that part with the other brush. I can at least smooth all this out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's not okay with you spending a couple $1,000s to buy a Legion of Space Marines. It sounds like you already have a pile of shame started, so definitely work on the pile of shame. I thought you had bought some Trance for Fantasy or Sigmar. Oh, no. Better get to sorting, man. Yeah, Magic is as expensive a hobby as this one. Maybe less, actually. It might cost you less to do Magic than it costs you to do 40K. 40K is expensive. That's why it's better if you can get somebody who will pay for your models, or you can start buying and selling and trading on eBay. Like, right now, we're plus $20 and a set of World Eaters. I have a thing of Berserkers that we're going to paint and sell those. And just start slowly churning up and buying and selling and stuff. And printing, if you can 3D print stuff, is the way to go. Because 3D printing, man, that makes it all 10 times easier. I mess with it, the more I don't like it. It's pretty typical for me, though. Get it back over here. Light coming down on top here. See, all the way up to that edge. You can kind of see the start of this OSL effect going on here. Definitely beginning to look like something. Just cruising along here. Yeah, that's something like, okay, let's see. Yeah. The two lost Primarchs is a big running joke. And sometimes you'll say sometimes people will say 18, somebody will say 19, and that's because Alfarius is technically only part of the Primarchs. It's Omegon and Alfarius. They're twins, and they're interesting. Their book is there's a couple places in them in the book. It's always weird because you don't really know whose side they're on. Honestly, they do stuff for chaos, but every now and again they're also doing stuff that helps the Imperium. And so you really never know. They're also not, as far as we know, they don't have any chaos gods they worship in particular. You know, like the Death Guard is obviously Nurgle, and World Eaters are Khorne, and Thousand Suns are Tzeentch. But like the Word Bearers, you don't they worship chaos undivided, and they kind of say that it's part of their advertising, their shtick, you know. But with Alpha Legion, you don't know who they really serve, or if they're just serving their own interests. It's an interesting legion. But yeah, like I said yesterday, the missing Primarchs are originally the idea was for you to be able to build your own like Space Marine chapter, you know. And then it got to where it is now, where there's all these theories about what happened to them. Well, they kind of. People perceive it that way. But what they're doing is when you read it in the books, a lot of times they never out and out say who is who. And like, sometimes they will say, like, I am Alfarius or something like that. But it's weird. Usually they say, you're asking for the leader, and they say, well, tell me what you have to say. They'll say those sort of things. And a lot of times that when you're not sure if it's the leader, it probably is Omegon or Alfarius. Like the one that you don't think is in charge, that's probably who's actually in charge. And they love to do that. And they love to just let people assume that this is this person. They do that a lot, especially with other Space Marines, because Space Marines are really like headstrong. So a lot of times they just kind of let them be whatever. It's weird. It's interesting. You gotta love it. Yeah. Mm. Oh, my legs. Well, that's an hour right there. A little over an hour. We're gonna have to come back and work some more on our hat. We're definitely getting further and further down the line here. But I gotta take a break, take care of some things around the house. Put a license plate on. My license plate came. Gotta put that on. I'm supposed to do that yesterday. Didn't do it. I get ready for soccer practice. I got that tonight. So yeah, that's we gonna close up. I will not be on tomorrow. For those of you who are paying attention, doctor's appointment will not be on. We'll be back on Friday, and we're gonna kick some butt on this hat. And I'm gonna try to do maybe some touch ups and stuff, or might work on these samurai or something. I'm not sure. Try to work on some other videos for you guys, some like regular videos, because Chef Hector did really well. So try to get to where we're putting 1 or 2 of those out a month, and then just kind of keep growing from there. Anyway, we're like 4 people away. Hold on, pull myself down. Yeah, there we go. So we're like 4 subscribers away from 250, and 250 is like I'm trying to get to that goal. That's one of my first goals. And then I have a giant we're gonna paint. He's not actually as big as any of the things we were painting, but he's pretty detailed. So there'll be a lot of work to do on him. Hopefully it won't take me like 30 episodes, but because he's not that big. Anyway, we got that coming up. Let's see what else. Yep, that's what I got for right now. We're all going to take a break from this lovely Elden Ring stuff, and then we're gonna do something else. I'm not sure what it is. If we hit 250, we'll be doing the giant. So there's that. We'll solve that all up, of course. Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely see you on Friday, my friend. Have a good one. And I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. And yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye.